Welcome back to It's All by Design. I'm interior designer Jason Morse, and behind me is my dream home. So a lot has happened since you joined us last. We're really coming along with the progress. Today, I really just want to take you inside and walk you around a little bit and show you how we planned our dream home. So here we are in the foyer of the new home. One of the things that we wanted to make sure we had is a really nice place for when you come in that's divided from the living room and the dining room area as its own place. In our previous home, you walked directly into the living room, and it always felt like you needed a little bit of a buffer. So we have this nice wide wall here that we can do a great console, mirror, just a really nice moment. But important to us was not having it cut off. So you'll see we have it really open here to what will be the future dining room. In our previous house, we never had enough room for all of the family to be around the table at one time. So we were really tight, pushed against the wall, and we wanted to make sure that we had a good sized dining room, but not something we were wasting a ton of square footage for those 2 to 3 times a year that we might be using it. This dining room is roughly 13 by 13. It does feel very large though because we have the open walls on either side and then the large window. What is not complete yet is there will actually be an additional transom on this window, so it'll make it a little bit taller and even brighter, which will really take advantage of the view from across the street. As we come in over this way, the kitchen, my baby. So when we entertain, everything is pretty much buffet style. And one of the things I really loved about our last kitchen is that we had a nice island that was unobstructed with a sink, no cooktop, just island. So we were able to do an even longer one here. This extended to 10 feet. Originally it was spec'd for about 9, but when we started playing around with the plans, 10 just made a whole lot more sense. And we have this side, which will seat about 4 bar stools. And on the opposite side, this is one of those things, sort of thinking how you're gonna live in your house. We used to sit and watch TV and eat dinner on the sofa every night, just because we wanted to watch the TV. So what we decided to do with this plan was to leave a section open under the center of the counter where we can slide 2 backless bar stools. The TV is gonna be directly across from us on the fireplace. So now, instead of sitting in the living room and eating, we can actually enjoy the kitchen and the dining area. So this will be our dinner time spot. And then on our 3 walls here, I really wanted to make sure we had plenty of prep space and room between things. This wall here will be all lower cabinets. We're going to do some floating shelving going up above, and then a large farm sink and dishwasher will be on this side. Now the side over here, this is going to be our main range wall. Nothing but prep space, lower cabinets going the whole length. We'll have the range sitting here, which centers off nicely with the fireplace, so it gives us a really great symmetry. We added a pot filler, so that will be a lot more convenient than going over to the sink on the other wall. Either side of the vent hood, we're going to do some upper cabinets for storage on this one, also bring a height. We did 10-foot ceilings throughout the house, and one of the things that is always a pet peeve of mine is a gap from the ceiling to the top of the cabinets. So we decided to add glass front cabinets from the ceiling down, and we'll use those for display of some really cool found items that we've been searching over the last year or so. Then the other wall over here, this is going to become really a service area. So we'll have a double oven, including a microwave on this side. The center portion will be a good counter space where we can have our coffee maker, we can have the brewer for my husband's tea, but we can also have the wine fridge underneath. And then on this wall, we're actually going to do the large refrigerator with upper cabinets. And with all of this, again, we made sure that we stacked cabinets above those for additional storage. Even though it's pretty high up, it'll be those things you really rarely use. Maybe you just get to them once a year, you just need things to hang on to, you can't get rid of grandma's items, so you keep them upstairs. Now, the best part of the house, personally, in my opinion, is the great room. And We've mentioned before that one of the things we loved about this piece of property is that we had tons of trees, and we really wanted to take advantage of it when we were planning the design of the house once we bought it. So that was really the point of the great room, using these large 5x6 rather, windows, really making the whole back of the great room nothing but glass. I love the fact that coming in from the front door or coming from anywhere, you're going to be able to see the view of the trees. Now we will have a screened porch on the back side of this, but the heights that we've done everything, the furniture and all, will fall below the height of the furniture. So really, when you're looking from the front throughout, the sight line is going to be the trees. So let's take a tour back here. This is going to be the master side of the house. Now we're going to come through here. This is going to be our laundry room. Now we do have some very specific things that we wanted to think about in the laundry room. I want to have everything in one place. All my cleaning supplies, all my brooms, dustpans. Again, how did we live before? We used to go to the garage. We would have to grab the charging vacuum cleaner. We'd have to grab brooms. It was all this in and out, in and out. So we put everything into the laundry room, and we created two separate closets over here. This area over here, now, we are going to be adopting a cat, and we have pre-named it Zazzles. It's very exciting. And we have even plumbed for a cat box. Self-cleaning, flushing cat box. So we're going to be building a custom unit over here that will create a countertop space. So we'll have the cat box, washer, dryer, nice upper area so we can put detergents away, things like that, not have them all visible, but also hanging space for things coming out of the dryer. Another thing we thought through when we were designing the plan was making sure we had quick access from the laundry room to the master closet. So we're adding a simple door here. You can come right in. If you're dirty from working out in the yard, you can ditch the clothes here in the laundry room and then go straight into the master bathroom from here. So we have a really nice sized master closet. We laid this out very intentionally to make sure that we had two separate sides, so it's very organized. And then we're going to add a pocket door in this area here so that we don't have any more obstructions or swings going into the closet or going into the master bathroom. Now the master bathroom is really well sized. We didn't really need a tub. I'm finding that lots of people are kind of getting away from that. We just wanted to have a really nice sized tile shower. So here we're doing a 6x4 tile shower. We'll have a seat. We're going to have hand-held shower there, and then the regular shower head over on the wall. This will be tiled from floor to ceiling. That really takes advantage of the height of the room. And then over here we have separate vanities, which will give a nice space for each of us. And then, of course, we did enclose the water closet, which I think is really important, especially if you are a couple and you're going to be sharing a bathroom, that you do have that private space so you're not walking in directly into anything. And then, of course, a nice linen closet to store all the extra towels, toiletries, any of those items in this space. Now the pretty parts. This is the master bedroom. Again, this is on the rear of the house, so we do have that great view of all the trees in the back. So we did a wall-to-wall window unit, and we actually do have some access. We can open the two end ones with the picture window in the center. And then plenty of room for a king-size bed, 2 nightstands, and a dresser. And think about that when you're really down planning the design and the size of a room. Is how big is my bed? How big is my furniture? If I'm not keeping this, what is the standard size of these things? So make sure that you're giving yourself enough walking room when you lay all this out. We wanted to go to a king-size bed in here. We wanted to make sure that we had a bench, we have a great accent chair, and we wanted to just have enough room to where it still feels like you can breathe in the room and it's not all down. Now what we did to make sure of that is we actually took chalk and drew out the furniture on the floor. And what was interesting is I had done all of this in a floor planning software and had already decided that was the way things were going to go. When I drew it in, I actually didn't like it as much. So I ended up switching the dresser to that wall and then putting the chair and table over on that wall. What's great is that gives me a lot more space coming in the door, giving me a clear path from the door to the master bathroom that's a little bit easier to maneuver. So now we're going to take a look as we're leaving the master bedroom. A lot of times hallways can be tricky. This one is definitely not, because we have a ton of light coming in with our 6x8 French door we're going to be adding going to the porch. Now, originally one variation of this house plan had a door coming from the great room. It ended up eating up floor space either way, and I really thought this hall would be a great access point to use for this large porch area. Now, we used the entire space that we had between the guest room and this hall as the porch area. We're going to screen this in. The section closest to the French door is going to be a small seating area. We're going to be adding a gas fireplace out here, so we have a neat kind of cozy nook with a TV that we can hang out here. And then beyond that, we're actually going to add a large dining table that will seat 6 to 8 people. And then on the end wall, we're actually going to treat that whole wall in brick, and we're going to add a vent hood and our gas grill back there. So this should be a really great entertaining space. So now we're going to take a look at the other side of the house. So coming from the great room area, we actually extended this opening a lot larger than what had originally been drafted. This would have been a standard about 3-foot opening. But I wanted to make sure you saw this great area here, because we're going to go to the basement in a little while, and I wanted to make sure that it felt like a true second floor and not like a dark, cold basement with a separate door up here. So we open this up, we're going to have some beautiful railing, and we have the window that's nice. We overlook our garage area, adds a ton of light, and by widening this doorway, that actually gave us more light into the great room kitchen area as well. Now over here on the front of the house, this is our first of 2 guest rooms. Now our guest rooms get used maybe 3 times a year, but we wanted to make sure that we had comfortable, but not too big. Again, it's really about being very efficient with the space that you have and the square footage you have. These rooms are roughly 13 by 12. Now one thing that's nice is even on the front of the house, you do have a really nice view. Across the street we have a horse farm, and from this view you're going to be able to see that, and then of course once the yard is finished it'll be even better. This really has a nice view for a front. I always thought that the back bedroom was going to be the best one, which it definitely does rival it, but there's plenty of view for both of them. This will easily fit queen size bed, 2 nightstands, dresser. We spaced all that out based on the furniture that we had selected, so we know that's going to work just fine. And then we're going to have a really nice sized guest closet for them as well. So now we're going to go down the hall to the other guest suite. Now we do have this long hall wall here that will be solid. So we definitely have some great art that we're going to be putting here to really fill this space up, and I can't wait to show you guys that when we get a little closer. We made sure we had a comfortable bathroom for everyone. So we did a really nice full bath in here, and this has a tub shower unit, but we're going to have a really great custom shower curtain that's going to cover that. And then we have a double vanity in here with mirrors and lights, of course, and then a little bit more of a private toilet area over here in the corner, so there is some privacy if someone was sharing this space. Now we're going to come around this way. This is the last guest room. Again, roughly the same size. We really pretty much did a mirror image of those. Same size closet, but we do have this great view out the back, which will overlook all of the trees. So now we're going to head downstairs where all the fun is. This was definitely a space we wanted to incorporate into the house. We have a fantastic pool table that is vintage, that is a family heirloom that we wanted to make sure we had space to really use. No home we've ever had before was really big enough to play it completely, and this one definitely is. So this will be a really fun area with a large pool table. You'll see, even though it's faded away, we actually did take the chalk again and pencil in the furniture to make sure the pieces that we wanted were gonna fit properly. So we have the pool table here. We're doing a nice little console with bar stools over on that wall. So as people are waiting to come and play, they have an area to hang out and have a drink. Back in the rear, we're gonna have a large sectional, and we're gonna have a wall unit with a big TV, with an electric fireplace to give us some warmth and some ambiance in this space. And then back here, we're actually gonna use a really nice high top card table and bar stools there so that we can play cards and really just enjoy the space fully. And we went ahead and thought through again, even though in our heads this is the forever house and we're never leaving it, there's always that chance that you may have to sell. So personalizing is great, but having a backup plan is even better. So we wanted to think, what would this second floor really be? And so we kind of thought ahead that this possibly could be an in-law suite. This is a huge space for somebody could use as a living room or whatever. So we made sure, instead of putting in the half bath we originally intended, that we did put in a complete full bath down here. So we do have a large tub shower, a great window for some view, and then we'll have a 36-inch vanity, our toilet, and decorate this really nicely. Now through here, this, probably what I'm most excited about, this is the new offices of Wilmore Designs. This will be the main office area. We did have French doors that will lead to the back side entrance here so customers can come in directly through here instead of go through a house. We're adding a bar area over here. So we'll have a small bar sink. We'll have a nice refrigerator over here because I do spend a lot of time, especially during the day. Sometimes I don't come up for air. So it'll be nice that I can do everything in here. And the space is really well laid out that we can have plenty of desk furniture, client furniture. We'll do a large TV on the wall, which can be used for presentations. And then if I'm just hanging down here doing some work, I'll have a really comfortable chair over in this corner and could even watch TV. We're going to be adding a barn door with glass frosted panels over here. And this is actually going to lead to my design studio. So this will be a really great resource space. We're going to have all of our rug samples, all of our fabric samples from our furniture vendors, both Rowe and Bassett, and have all those pieces here for customers to see. We're going to be adding a small island in here as well, which will really act as a great prep space to be able to lay things out and really see them all in a group in one area. With, of course, some really cool, fantastic lighting, but you'll get to see that later. So that's really the tour. That's the house so far. So much more to come. At this point, we're being told we're about 10 to 12 weeks from completely being finished and being able to move in. So you'll definitely follow us along as we get closer. Once we have the drywall in, we'll do another walkthrough and talk about some things. We're very considerate about outlets, switches, things like that. So we'll talk about that next time. Thank you so much for taking this tour with me, and I can't wait to share more with you here in the future.